Yo, what's up, everybody? In today's video, I'm just going to break down what the red flags are in terms of content creators who charge 150, what you need to look for, and ultimately some of the stuff we're doing behind the scenes for my own agency, working with ecom clients, working with lead gen clients with TikTok, right? So, just to give you a brief breakdown, if we look at this case study right here, my Twitter thread, if you follow me on Twitter, this is where I drop all my gems, right? If you're new into the TikTok space, you want to get into TikTok, you want to learn how to build variations, you want to learn how to set up the creative backend to deliver the quality results needed to scale either an ecom brand, a lead gen brand, whatever, right? Follow me on Twitter at Chris at the Chris HRDZ, right? And here I post a ton of threads weekly. I post a ton of short form content where you can just consume that, get a ton of value, extract that value, and apply it to your business, right? So in this specific thread, I just want to break down the selling points and how you're able to turn one video into multiple variations. And just to give you some context of what that looks like, here's that video right here where literally turned maybe a couple of videos into variations on variations to like 60 total assets, right? So if I break it down on a very high level, right? You have majority of creators or people getting into space, they think of a video of like in terms of related to TikTok for the ad side, anywhere from 15 to 25 seconds in terms of link time, right? Majority of people I know break down the video style and the video concept into three specific formats: the intro, the hook, and then the call to action, or the intro, the hook, the body, the call to action, right? Well, for us, TikTok's a very fast paced platform, right? People lose their attention span very fast, and they want to scroll off everything they see, right? If it doesn't capture their attention within the first 3 seconds, they scroll off, right? So with that, the way we combat and construct our content to really get the people to stop scrolling, to click on the ad, and ultimately make a purchase is by breaking down into not 3 steps, but 8 different ways or I would say 8 steps of the process to make one video into variations on top of variations. So, what do I mean, right? We call this the 8D method. So, that breakdown is literally we have a video, right? Each section, what I'm about to dive into, each component of the single ad creative is anywhere from 2 to 3 seconds. Anything more than that, people lose focus, right? So every single clip is 2 to 3 seconds, and we have the creator shoot transitions per that clip, right? Whether that's them panning to a new scene, whether that's them having the product in hand, they drop it, right, to reverse it, right? There's multiple, I would say, transitions we get the creators to shoot per scene so that we can just put them all together, right? So we have the hook, we have the story frame, we have the intro part, we have the features slash unique selling points, we have the demo, we have the key before and after changes, we have the end result, and then we have the call to action, right? 8 components, but the thing is we break it up so that at a very high level, we take, let's say we run with the first month, we run with 15 unique videos, right? But they're all pieced up in multiple different styles of content. Let's say for creative one, we have the hook. It has a really good click through rate, and even it's very engaging. But let's say the demo and the call to action doesn't get people to convert. Let's say for the second creative, the demo and the display of the product is getting the best results possible, but the intro, the hooks, the story frame, the call to action isn't there, right? So we built like this Frankenstein style of creative where we take all the winning variations, put it into one single creative, and then we're able to have consistent purchases because we know for a fact, all right, this creative at this spin, this part of that video was the winning formula. And then the other components of the other creatives, you put it together, you make one single creative, that's your banger. And then as you scale and as you keep shooting more and more assets, right, at scale, at higher spend, instead of just relying on one single winning creative, you make multiple winning creatives. That's how you scale efficiently, not only with TikTok, but that's how you deal with ad fatigue over time, because the more budget you spend, right? If you're spending 10K a month consistently, well, you need at least 90 total assets to deal with A, creative fatigue, and B, to constantly keep replenishing over and over again so that you can maintain results at scale, right? So that's just an overview of why we do what we do in order to sustain results at scale. Also, we get creators to shoot voiceover. This is another gem where you can turn one video into 12 variations, right? Easy stuff. So with that being said, right, There's multiple avenues we give brand owners. It's either A, you have to build the structure out yourself, where you have to create your own vetted database of 300 plus creators. You have to find talent and editors who understand TikTok. And then you need a creative system to turn one video into 6 variations. You need like a dedicated in-house team of 8 players to really put this in stride and be really successful at it. Or path B is like the easy way. You work with my team and we build this out for you, and then we're able to get you results and we manage everything at easy. That's what we specialize in. So with that being said, right, that's just a brief overview of what we do and how we're able to ultimately turn one video into multiple variations. Here's another deep dive of like what our vetting process looks like for content creators, right? I made this thread literally 3 hours ago. I didn't make it. Well, I had it automated to say the least, right? But you had that one gem from that thread before of like how we're turning one video into multiple variations. Now here's another gem I literally just dropped like a couple hours ago, right? So red flags you need to look for when it comes to content creators, vetting them, especially those content creators who charge 150. Everybody in the content creation space has this set standard. I don't know why. People assume that, okay, their price should be 150 and higher. Anything below 150 is not worth their time. And this thing with content creators is like most of them have some sort of ego for some reason because they know like they think they're super valuable. In reality, if we look at the supply and demand, I can go and pull at least 20 plus content creators on Twitter alone, right? So content creators are a commodity. There's a ton of people shooting content. There's a ton of new people getting into space to become full-time content creators, right? So the thing is, you have to have a really good vetting process to know, okay, which potential content creator would be great for this brand based off a couple of scenarios, which I'm going to cover right now. Number one, are they posting content consistently on their own TikTok profile, right? To be a content creator specifically for TikTok, you have to understand the platform like the back of your hand. And with that, if it's a brand new content creator, they're not posting content consistently and they're trying to charge 150 per video. Well, for a fact, I know A, their quality isn't there. B, they don't understand the TikTok algorithm because they're not posting constantly. And C, they don't have an audience. Whereas when it's somebody who charges 150 or higher, but I know I look at their TikTok profile and they have 5K followers on TikTok, I know, okay, these guys are posting consistently. They've built up an audience, so they already know what works. They're so familiar with shooting content already, so that when we pair them up with one of our clients and we get them to shoot content for us, we know for a fact, okay, very easy. They know how to follow directions. They already know how to shoot videos. They know the points of lighting. They know the points of bringing energy to the video. They've built up their own following. So we know, okay, we're in good hands, right? Here's a second thing I would like to really just hone in on to make sure that you have this process in place when you're talking to content creators, right? You're trying to vet them. Look at literally their previous work, right? We've used a couple of content creators, which I know we could have done a better job at vetting, which they didn't pan out. They didn't give us the best content possible, which is okay, right? You live and learn. Literally, scour and look at their previous work. Look at a couple of things on the previous work. Quality of lighting is the biggest key, right? If a content creator doesn't even have a ring light, then they're not even considered a real content creator, right? Or if some of their videos don't even have natural sunlight, what's the point? Like we know for a fact this is like the biggest emphasis on getting people to purchase is literally by lighting, right? If they do a voiceover, look at their tone of voice when they say words. Does it rise up and like let's say when they make an emphasis on the specific feature of the product, do they really raise their tone, make it different to stand out, or do they just talk with the same monotone voice throughout the whole video? Right? That's very key and very important. The voiceovers, the quality of lighting, those are the key components, right? Ultimately, we want to look for a transition. If they have previous work with a bunch of transitions where they've added their own effects to it in terms of panning the camera, right, showing the zoom in and out, right, other stuff. Well, we know for a fact, okay, these guys know what they're doing. They're worth their price. Lastly, if they have a video in one single background, we know that's a red flag because TikTok, very fast paced. They want a bunch of scene changes, right? One video cannot be shot in the same scene. You need multiple different clips in different areas of the room and stuff like that to make it pop. Thirdly, here's a third red flag: entitlement. Partnerships go both ways, right? I'd rather have a team of decent content creators who improve after the feedback we give them every time instead of an A player who just acts like a total diva, and it's very frustrating along every step of the process. They don't take our feedback, right? This is the single most important factor because mutual growth affects the company's success longer term, right? And if we have a team of A players that are willing to learn, that are make changes fast, communicate fast, so well, it's a win-win for us, win-win for the client. Everybody's happy. That's what we want, right? So that team culture, really bringing that bridge and bonding it together, right? So those are just overall high overview of A, vetting content creators, and B, how to turn one video into multiple variations. Hope you enjoyed this piece of content. If you want more gyms as fast as possible, follow me on Twitter at TheChrisHRDZ. And from there, you can literally see all the gyms I'm posting to see success on TikTok, right? So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I'll shoot more and more content as time progresses, but find me on Twitter. That's where I drop all my gyms. Thank you. Bye-bye.